Welcome to your community. This is your hometown. This is Walton Entertainment. This is where you can hear from the community and those making a difference. We explore topics, local festivals, arts and entertainment, and local news. For this program and much more, visit us online at yourlocalstream.com. That's yourlocalstream.com.
Hello, I'm Kenny Sargent with the Walton County Recycling Center. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Here at the center, we're gearing up for our America Recycles Day event this year, and we will be doing a paint collection. Again, you've probably heard me talk about it, but it will be on Saturday, November the 20th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. If you've got any old paint around the house, it's really the best opportunity to bring it in and get that taken care of properly. Paint's not an easy item to get rid of, so we do want to provide that. So it is a great opportunity. Give us a call down here. We can give you more details and help you out with what you have. Our number down here is 770-267-1421. Be happy to answer any questions you have about the event. And we also wanted to remind everybody, the paint collection's a big part of our America Recycles Day event, but as always, our recycling center will be open for all other recycling. So we want to make sure that our America Recycles Day event is not just about the paint collection, but it also be a day for you to, make sure you are recycling the things that can be recycled. If you're already a recycler, check in with us about new things you can be recycling and other things you can do. If you've never recycled before, while you're down here with the paint, ask us about recycling. Let us show you our recycling drive-through, what we recycle, what you can be recycling at home. But we want to make sure it's just not about a paint collection event where you can just get rid of the paint that you have and really not stress all the other things that we should be recycling. So keep that in mind. That is what that day is ultimately all about, is about making sure we are recycling all the things that can be recycled. In our state, somewhere near half of the items that are still making it to the landfill are potentially recyclable. So if that number is accurate, we're filling up our landfills about twice as fast as we should be. So let's make sure we are recycling the things that can be recycled. We'd be happy to show you what those things are, how to get you started, the easiest ways to do it. So while you're here on that Saturday bringing paint, stick around for a little while longer. Let us walk you in and show you the center if you've never really been in before, and get you started recycling, day to day. That really is our ultimate goal here, is to get everyone to doing that as much as they should be. So that's kind of what's going on at the center now. We are just as busy as we've ever been. It's wide open down here. We are starting to have people bringing in quite a bit of leaves and yard waste, and every time we're having to turn those cars around. So we just wanted to remind you that all of those items need to go to an inert landfill. We have several throughout the county. We'd be happy to get you to the nearest one to you. Just give us a call. We can direct you to the right place. But it is a big waste of time to drive all the way down here just to be turned around, and I know no one wants to have to do that. So just to put that out there, we are starting to see a lot of that stuff coming in, and we're having to turn all those cars away. So again, like I always do, come out and see us. Let us show you what we're doing, what we're all about. We'll walk you through, get you started on recycling. We're here to answer any environmental questions you have. give us a call anytime. Again, our number is 770-267-1421. And everyone take care, and we'll see you soon.
Hi, I'm Jody Johnson, and I'm here with another Recreation Report. Glad to know that our football season, our first annual Commissioners Bowl, as you know, in the past we had our Community Bowl, and now that we've invited Newton County and other agencies in, we've changed it to the Commissioners Bowl. So we had our first annual Commissioners Bowl, and I want to congratulate in the 5 and 6 year old division, we had the Hurricanes Purple team, and then in the 7 8 year olds we also had the Hurricanes win that one. In the 9 and 10 year old division, a team from George Walton won that division, and in the 11 and 12s we had our Newton County Rams Royal won that one. Again, Walton County was represented well. It was a great tournament. We held it out at Falker Park. We had great weather, and we had a huge crowd out there as well, where we played that last Saturday on the 30th. So congratulations to those teams, and as always, we look forward to our basketball season, which practices have already started. Games will start somewhere around the second, third week, somewhere around November 13th. We'll start playing, take a break during Thanksgiving, and then play till Christmas, and then wind up somewhere around the middle of January. We'll start that tournament. I also want to congratulate someone that was in our cross-country program. Elaine Sakowski won the cross-country state meet, and she actually won every meet she was in. She ran a perfect score throughout the entire season. So congratulations to her. We had her up at the commissioners meeting last week, and she had all her awards and trophies, and we look for great things with her in the future. Again, she had a perfect score, undefeated. She was the North Georgia Runners Association champion and the Georgia Recreation and Parks Association champion, and the champion from every other meet that she ran this year. So she's an incredible runner, good athlete, and we look forward to seeing her do great things in our cross-country team next year. So our basketball program, we ended up with about 750 kids, and the program again will run from now until the end of January. So we look forward to that. As far as other parks go, we've awarded our pickleball courts in between. We'll be starting on those real soon. We're actually contracting it out ourselves, save some money. Our bids came in way too high on the 2 occasions that we tried to bid those out, so we decided to kind of contract them out and do a lot of the work ourselves and individually contract those. So we should have those up and running. Concrete should be poured in the next 2 weeks or so. So that'll be done, and then we'll add the fencing, and then once it cures, we'll add the coating that it takes for the pickleball courts and the lines as soon as the weather warms up just a little, and then we'll have some pickleball courts up there in between. The cross-country trail up there is also being worked on. It's open. Still needs some fencing and some signage and stuff, but there is a place to go up there and exercise on the warm days. I do encourage you to get out and exercise and stay healthy. Go to our community centers now that the weather is changing. I know time is going to change this weekend, so it's going to get dark earlier. So I encourage you to go to either Meridian or Falker Park and get registered for some of our classes, or just exercise on your own, or utilize the walking trail as you see fit. It's a great way to stay healthy and fit and to keep those extra pounds off with Thanksgiving coming up. I know it's hard. Our third community center will be, it's under construction down in South Walton, and they tell us that it will be completed around the end of January. So we're looking forward to that, having a third community center here. Our park at Walnut Grove is kind of on hold right now. We're still in the drawing stages of that park, but there's a little bit of disputes on the layouts and the way there's some additional lands that may be acquired. So right now we're in a holding stage on the Walnut Grove Park, but I still think that somewhere in the 2023 range we'll have that Walnut Grove Park. So Parks and Recreation is doing great. It's expanding. Our staff is working hard to continue working with you. We are in need of officials, umpires, we always looking for good folks to do that. You come in, we will train you how to do that. It requires a background check, and then you go through a few training sessions, and it's a great part-time job, somewhere around $20 to $30 an hour is what it relates to. So if you're interested in that, that would be great. If you just want to volunteer as a coach, that's great also. Go to one of our community centers and talk to our athletic staff. They would love to have you as a volunteer. You don't have to have a lot of knowledge. Again, just good role models is what we're looking for. Someone that wants to work with the children and learn a few drills and skills to make them better and help supervise them. And that's really what they're needing. Because as always, sportsmanship starts at home, and we will see you next time. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, my name is Cassandra Hainsworth. I am the 4-H agent here in Walton County, and we are so happy to be here in the county and have services here for the people in our community. As always, we have youth programming going on all throughout the year. So if you are interested in your children being involved in 4-H, we'd love to have you come by our office at 100 North Broad Street and get more information about our programs. You can also find us on Facebook if you search for Walton County 4-H, and we post a lot of information there about all of our programs. UGA Extension is hiring, so if anyone out there is looking for a great position, working with youth, working with people in our community. There are various ag agent positions that are open, 4-H agent positions that are open, as well as some administrative positions that are open with UGA Extension. So if you go online and Google UGA jobs, you can find all the information there about the jobs that are available in and around Georgia. Thanks. Have a good day.
And thank you to all our sponsors of today's lunch from Avondale Mortgage, Northside Cancer Institute, and Truist. At this time, we'll hear a brief remarks from each of them. I would ask you to come up in this order. First, Dennis Mosley of Avondale Mortgage, Krista Enos from Northside Hospital Cancer Institute, and Amy Elliott of Truist.
Good afternoon, guys. I'm Dennis Mosley. I'm a partner at Avondale Mortgage, and I appreciate the opportunity to come out today and be a part of this project. We're based right here in Monroe. Me and the other partner in the business are both Walton County natives, and we pride ourselves on trying to serve the local community. We're a full-service mortgage lender. What does that mean? That just means we're the alpha, the omega. We're the beginning and the end. We originate, underwrite, close, fund, and service our mortgages. You gotta get closer. Gotta
do that last little bit.
I gotcha. So with Avondale Mortgage, just how we're different, there's different types of lenders out there. We're a full service mortgage lender, which means we originate, close, fund, and service mortgages. And Mr. has those in Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and Ginnie Mae. How does that make us different? It just means you can go buy a steak from Walmart, right? Or you can go buy a steak from a butcher. We specialize in U.S. mortgages, and that's what we focus on there at Avondale Mortgage. Real briefly, I'll touch on something real quick. As people are all aware, they listen to the news and whatnot. Home prices have been moving at record paces, and we've been blessed here in our county to be able to take advantage of that as well. Seeing that home prices are increasing, hopefully wages will keep up. The availability is what's slowing things down right now, and that's going to take some time. So I know a lot of people are worried, when is this going to end? It's going to end when we have a surplus, not a shortage. Right now we only have a few weeks worth of supply of housing, so this ride's going to last as long as until the inventory and the supply get level to each other, where there's some balance there. So we've got a ways to go, and with the Fed mentioning that they're going to taper back and buy more opportunities, you may see rates get a little bit more volatile I'll say volatile, a little bit of movement over the next few months as they see how that's going to impact the economy and let's get back to a normal flow of business, this post-COVID that they're trying to push forward. So again, Again, Avondale Mortgage, we're right here on Broad Street. We're happy to be a partner and do whatever we can with the chamber. And again, we're your hometown mortgage lender. Thank you, guys.
Hello, I'm Krista Ennis with Northside Hospital. Filling in for Brett. Some of you may have known him. He's usually the representation. So we're based out of Atlanta. Y'all probably are familiar with Northside Hospital, but we do have outlying territories. Athens, we have an imaging site in Athens that offers CT, MRI, ultrasound, and arthrogram. We do lung cancer screenings there, and we also have a Conyers location. We have really great affordable uninsured rates and financial assistance to help patients if they have the need for that. And we also have a lot of Gwinnett and Atlanta locations. We have cancer services and breast imaging. So if you need any imaging, come see us in Athens, Conyers, or some of our Gwinnett and Atlanta offices. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Amy Elliott. All right, I'm going to sing a song. All right, I'm Amy Elliott. I am the manager at the BB&T, now Truist in Loganville. I am also the incoming chair for the Chamber of Commerce. I can help you at BB&T with your deposit needs, of course, but lending side of it is where my heart lies. I enjoy helping folks get their automobiles refinanced, purchase a new automobile. We have great rates and we do a really good job in that area. Home equity lines of credit, we do offer them. You might hear some banks are not offering these services any longer. I do offer that. I make it painless and go through that process very quickly. Also, small business side, we can help you with your business line of credit, purchasing an automobile, or also purchasing a building. So those are the things that we specialize in on the lending side, amongst many other things. But that is something that I would love to be able to help you with and earn your business. So if you, a family member or a friend, have a need in that area, please let me know. I'd love again to earn your business. And thank you so much for coming out today and supporting your local Walton County Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you to all our sponsors of today's lunch, and thank you to Monroe Golf and Country Club for hosting today's lunch. We are excited to have Gretchen Corbin, President and CEO of the Georgia Lottery, here today for our program. As President and CEO of Georgia Lottery, Corbin's business goal is to fulfill the corporation's mission to maximize revenues for Hope and Pre-K, ensuring that Georgia students continue to have access to these important educational programs. Prior to her role at the Georgia Lottery, Gretchen served as Commissioner of the Technical College System of Georgia, the Commissioner of the Georgia Department of Community Affairs, as Deputy Commissioner of Global Commerce, and other roles at the Georgia Department of Economic Development. Gretchen's leadership has had a direct impact on Georgia. Gretchen is involved in a number of professional civic organizations. In the last 8 years, she's been named as Georgia Trends Magazine's most influential Georgians. She was named as the Atlanta Business Chronicle's top 20 women who mean business, and she is one of James Magazine's most influential Georgians for the last 3 years. Gretchen and her husband David and their 2 daughters are proud to call Georgia home. Let's give her a warm Walton County welcome.
Thank you very much for that kind introduction. That's very nice. And it's wonderful to be with you. Okay, team, I'm going to ask y'all to kind of guide me on the microphone. If you don't mind, I'm going to try to use it without holding it there. But I might need to sing too. And Amy, Truist, like Truist Parks. Congratulations. Exciting time for the great state of Georgia, is it not? An incredible win in the World Series. Oh my goodness. I hope that we all enjoy the parade tomorrow. And then as well, we are in the land of the Bulldogs. My goodness. I mean, really can't beat being a Georgian this year, can you not? And so I have to tell you that and then the third best for me, I will say, as I drove up today, I was thinking, gosh, it is nice to be here. It's nice to be in Walton County. It is nice to be in Georgia, where we are home of the Braves. It is nice to be in Georgia, where we are home of the Georgia Bulldogs.
Yes.
And yes, I do love all of our university system and our technical. But it's also great to be in a place where you roll up, the lights are on, ready for the holidays, and everybody's here at Rotary. This is not what's going on in every community around the United States.
Yeah.
And in Monroe and in Georgia, this is what takes place. This is what takes place. People in business get together. And so I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, from Governor Kemp, who I know has probably already said thank you, for all the work that you continue to do as businesses every day to keep our communities rolling, to keep our communities and everything working, and Georgia being such an incredibly productive state. So thank you to all of you as business owners, and Terry, to this Chamber of Commerce, for the work that you have all done throughout the years and continue through COVID. Y'all told me the story of being a COVID vacation out here for someone from Atlanta. And during this time period where we're all where we take everything diligently, but we also make sure that we are working, as Governor Kemp says, for the livelihood of Georgians. I want to thank each and every one of you. I have to say, it's incredible to be in a room of business people. And I'm a Rotarian also. I grew up with my father, who was a Rockmart, Georgia Rotarian, and I have to say, some of my first memories were truly like singing R-O-T-A-R-Y, and so enjoyed that very much. So I kind of grew from Rotary to Chambers of Commerce, and I really continue to appreciate those relationships. I love being a Rotarian, but it's kind of like being here at a Chamber of Commerce. To be at a location where all the business people are together, you just can't beat it. And I bring up Rotary because as an Atlanta Rotarian now, we've just now gotten back into person. And my guess is y'all have been in person for a very long time. And so I just want to kind of give you that perspective. I will also say, I don't know if I've ever tasted a better business lunch than the one. And I'm sure that y'all have those every week, from what I understand, that your great members provide those lunches. But it's just an incredible opportunity to be here with you at the Chamber of Commerce today, to be with all of you, to see this incredibly strong membership, and to talk about the Georgia Lottery. So on behalf of our team, on behalf of our entire team, from the governor, from our board of directors, to the incredible team members that we have here today, in Carrie and Charlie, in our approximately 500 Georgia Lottery representatives around the state of Georgia, and also our retailers. We want to say how excited we are to be here with you today. And then I'll just go ahead and say a note that you'll hear me say a lot during this presentation, and that's a quick note from our students. Whether they're pre-K students and their families walking into pre-K for the first time into a classroom ever on a given August, and doing that because of you as players are providing that opportunity for Georgia Lottery funding, or whether it's our Hoop Scholars that could fill up 2 Mercedes-Benz stadiums in a given year. They like to say thank you, and I'd love to be able to say that. And so with that, it's probably a really good opportunity to ask the 2 big questions. And the first question I want to ask, I want to get a feel of the room. I know that we're full of business, but can I just say, I will say this is the first time I've ever been in a business meeting and someone showed up in a technical college sweatshirt. So I want to thank you. I wanted to ask, if you're in higher education, if you could please raise your hand. Thank y'all guys. So if you don't know about Athens Tech, make sure that you get to know about Athens Tech. And I know you do. And as y'all know, I've already been here and I've talked about the technical colleges, so I don't get that opportunity today, do I? Other than saying the technical colleges, like the university systems, you just can't beat them in Georgia. And our pipeline, as a former economic developer, when we have the ability, because of the Georgia Lottery, and programming and the leadership from Governor Zell Miller to Governor Brian Kemp, to Governor Dill, and all the governors in between that have kept such an incredible program like Hoop and Pre-K through the Georgia Lottery, you just can't beat it in Georgia. What we used to say in economic development is there's a pipeline in Georgia that doesn't necessarily occur in every other state. The pipeline from pre-K to an incredible K through 12 university system, technical college system, and then of course working with businesses like your own from our technical colleges every given day. That doesn't happen in every state. And I think sometimes when we're in this state, we don't necessarily remember that we're pretty different, we're pretty cool, we're pretty awesome. We do celebrate that a lot, don't we? But when you look at the other states, you have the ability to realize it's a pretty special thing to have a pipeline of workforce, not just education, but also workforce for your businesses. And to note that pre-K, universal pre-K, not yet at least, it doesn't happen in every state. A education for college, whether it's the University System of Georgia, the University of Georgia, or whether it's the Athens Technical College or any of our universities, or even our private institutions in Georgia. I think you know this, but just to remind you, students in other states, some of them, but the majority, don't have the opportunity to access a Hoop-like program like our incredible students here in Georgia. While I'm talking about just reminders of how fabulous we are, I'll go ahead and kind of throw my ending to the beginning. And something that I like to remind everybody, because we have grown up with the lottery, 30 years in now, we're 28 to be specific. So for all of us youngsters in the room, we've grown up with the lottery, right? We remember 30 years ago when the vote was going on. And so I think when you grow up with the lottery, when you don't, and maybe you don't stop to think about the lottery for a minute, you just think that, well, every state has a lottery. And every state's, money is brought in the same, and it's done. And I will tell you, I'm president of the National Association of Lotteries. That's not how it works. Georgia, Governor Miller, all governors since, all legislators who had the ability to look at the Hoop Scholarship and make sure that lottery funds went specifically for Hoop and Pre-K, that's pretty special. There are only a couple of other education lotteries in the United States. And the extremely special thing about our statute is that it states that lottery funds can only be used for Hoop and Pre-K, and it can't supplement, or it cannot supplant, it has to supplement. What's so important about that? Well, Governor Miller was smart because he had seen in other states where other lotteries, where they had this large, you had the ability in our first year, we raised approximately $300 million to give back to the state of Georgia. So in that first year, when all of a sudden you're an appropriator, a governor, a legislator, and you have $300 million additional dollars, in other states where maybe it had been promised to go to education, it went to education, it just maybe went to places that the state was already spending money on, so the state could reallocate somewhere else. I think that our governors and legislators have gotten it right, where they have said this will always be an additional piece. And what that means is the incredible funding that was already taking place for K-12 continued, but we had this additional piece for pre-K and for college funding. And because of that, I tell you, Georgia's pretty special. Georgia's also pretty special in that your Georgia Lottery, think about this, we'd have never guessed this 30 years ago, Charlie, that we sell, we are the second largest in per capita sales in the entire United States of America. And the one above that, we say we don't want to be them because they provide all of their money, well, I shouldn't say that, but a lot of their money's, all of their money, the majority of their monies go towards prizes. We like to make sure that we take care of our players and we take care of our students too, and there's a good balance there. So we're very happy with our number 2 piece. But also think about this. In the world, the great big world, your Georgia Lottery, and this isn't because I'm CEO, I've been here for 4 years. Your Georgia Lottery, our Georgia Lottery, is number 6 in the entire world in regards to per capita sales. And so what that should tell you is that your lottery, our lottery, is very strong. And it's something that we can all be proud of. And it's all something that we should work to protect, that we should work to make sure that continues to only grow and do better. And I say that because I think, again, when you live with something, you maybe forget how wonderful it is. And when I've had the ability to come into this position as president and CEO of the Georgia Lottery, I had the ability immediately to understand, oh, this doesn't happen in every state. This is pretty special. And so I think that's something that we can all celebrate, in addition to our great Braves and in addition to our great Bulldogs. And then I also like to say, you know, Hope Scholarship also goes to some of our athletes. Some of those Bulldogs are Hope Scholars, and probably not the majority of them. So with that, good afternoon. Go Braves. Thank you for the introduction. Always great to be here. And I will say, when I say it's always great to be here, y'all are also kind to have us. I hope that one or two of you remember me, because this is my third time here. If not, I'm doing a horrible job. But I've had the honor of being here talking about the Department of Community Affairs and having the opportunity to talk about the incredible technical colleges in the state of Georgia, and now having the opportunity to discuss the Georgia Lottery with you. And I will say, a lot of people say, and you probably asked this too, how does someone become the president and CEO of the lottery? Why would that make sense? How do you choose that individual? And I can't say I've never chosen one of those individuals. I would leave that to the board and the governor. But I do think that what was told to me is, Gretchen, you've got good business instincts, having been with the Department of Economic Development for so long, and DCA and the technical college system, and having been at the technical college system, having good partnerships with the university and private colleges. You understand students. So when you put business and students together, there is the Georgia Lottery. And I will say, from day one until literally yesterday, it's not just my focus. From day one of the lottery, the focus obviously has been students. And I will say, my last conversation in the office yesterday was about our beneficiary. We talk about our beneficiary because when we're talking about games, when we're talking about lottery programs, we're talking about lottery games. What I recognize is the only job I have and our team has is to make sure that we are making the most money, so we are creating the most revenue to provide back to the state of Georgia for students. So we really only have two focuses. How do we pull in revenues in a responsible manner, and then how do we send the most that we can to the state of Georgia to allocate and to appropriate for our students. And so that's really all we think about on a daily basis. So during our time today, and again, being a member of many chambers of commerce, and always go back to Rotary, I know what 1 o'clock means, so I will definitely be respectful of your time today. I want to make sure that that I can just share two things with you, and that is kind of your Georgia Lottery update and any big takeaways for you to take away to your friends and to your family. And so I'm excited to bring our update to you today. Fiscal year 21, just like business is booming in this room, business boomed with the Georgia Lottery. $1.54 billion was transferred to the state of Georgia. So again, so when you think about that, as I mentioned earlier, in our first year, and of course it was just our first years in any business, you're just growing, right? We had approximately a little over $300 million that we sent back to the state. Of course, we were getting our operations running. Every year, with the exception of 1 or 2 little off days, we have had the ability to increase our contributions to the state of Georgia, and we take that very seriously. We look to obviously break the record that we did last year. Now, we all know this year's been a little bit different, right? This year's been a lot different. And I will tell you, there were a couple of days in my world that I got to see, as any business is watching its sales, as you're watching your deposits, I was watching our sales from the Georgia Lottery in March of 2020, and I will never forget those days. And I think as a business person, those were some of you couldn't beat that month, that year, these years, in business expertise. I don't think that there would be any MBA that could be worth having to go through that year or the month of March 2020. I think from all of our perspectives, how do we continue running our businesses? What do we do to make sure that our employees are taken care of, that our products are taken care of, that our customers are taken care of? And I'm very proud. Charlie is a manager at one of our district offices, and she would tell you they flipped on a dime. And all of her employees flipped on a dime to make sure that they didn't miss a beat. And so we had a large year last year of 1.54 billion, but there is no way that we could have done it without our incredible employees who made that possible. They changed their schedules, as did everybody, right? But they changed their schedules. Some individuals work remotely, but guess what? There are a lot of individuals at the lottery that can't work remotely. I cannot, as I told people, I can't draw the balls from my living room. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And you very quickly, within every business, determine what is the most important, right? We know what is most important at the lottery, that we make our draws, that we let our winners know who they are, and that we are there to pay our winners, and that we are there to transfer our monies to the great state of Georgia. That's not so easy, is it, Charlie? Sounds a lot easier than it is. Charlie's team, Carrie and her colleagues, were there every day when some people were not. Our customer-facing individuals were there every day, because you can imagine for our winners, when they won, they were ready to receive their winnings. And that's our responsibility. The entire time I kept going through thinking to myself, if I were Chick-fil-A, how would I be running this operation? I know, because they did really well for us, didn't they? As did Zaxby's, one of my favorites, I know, in this great region. But how do we run this operation? And so that was very important to us, and I'm very proud of the work that our team did. We're also very thankful for a lot of our vendor partners, whether it was Scientific Games out of Georgia, whether it was UPS out of Georgia, making sure that our product could get where it needed. That was also very important, and they did an incredible job. So with this transfer and the work that we have done this year, we have now raised a total for education in Georgia of more than $24.2 billion. $24.2 billion. In September, when we had our new students walk through the door of college, we reached the milestone of 2 million Georgians who were served by Georgia's HOPE program.
Wow.
And so this is a perfect time for me to stop and ask who's been touched by the HOPE program. Don't raise your hands yet, because we're going to do this methodically a little bit. How many of you were actual or have been HOPE or pre-K students? Served by the Georgia Lottery. Y'all received HOPE and pre-K. Keep your hands raised. Keep your hands raised. This is a big number in a crowd. Usually when I'm in a business crowd, it's not as large as this. I think what that means is y'all are young and dynamic. So keep your hands raised if you don't mind, because I love to, everybody's like, why are we talking about the lottery? Why are we? And so this is why we're talking about the lottery. Keep your hands raised, please. Okay, if you weren't a student, who's been a parent? I am now a parent of a HOPE student or a pre-K student. There you go. We can stop right there. How about a grandparent?
I don't know.
Okay, and then so for I kind of want to be like, okay, in our higher education, y'all might as well, y'all are touched every day by the scholarship. Raise your hands. And then this is my question for all of you as businesses. I think to add, the one last add I would say is, who has employees who are HOPE scholars, pre-K students? And I think when we all raise our hands, we've already raised our hands, thank y'all very much. That's the impact that the Georgia Lottery provides to the great state of Georgia. And so when I think about, did Governor Miller's vision work? Did everyone's dedication from his time to Governor Kemp's time, has it worked? And the answer is a resounding, based on your hands, yes. And so my job is to make sure that we only continue to do well, and that we can only continue growing. And we cannot do that without each one of you. Because you are also our players, whether you'll tell your neighbor you are or not. I have seen the winnings that have come into this community. Very quickly, I will tell you. But we need you, and we thank you, because whether you have bought one power or one Mega Million ticket over your years, or whether it's when the jackpot gets really high, I don't know. I mean, I can't play the lottery. I would love to win 600 million, but I'd be fine with 20 million. So for any of y'all who are not playing this week, y'all should be. And I would also say we'd like to make it easy for our players. So download the GA Lottery app. That's probably, if you can take anything away, please take to one friend, to one colleague, to write down the GA Lottery app. Download it. If you want to buy the next 22 draws of Power and Mega so that you don't have to think about it, you can do that there. Or if you are one of our incredible retailers, or if you are also one of our individuals who loves Cash 3, Cash 4, just keep playing. Because those millions of students who are Hope and Pre-K students would have never occurred if it were not for our players. So a huge thank you. And then real quick, wrapping up, always go back to economic and community development. Because we're in a Chamber of Commerce meeting, that's what it's all about, right? And when we look at Walton County, as an old economic developer, I used to say to myself, if I could bring a project your way, if I could call Terry and say to your community leadership, we have a business that we'd like to bring to Walton County, and in 20 years, this is what the investment is going to be. I'm going to tell you that we would perk up at anything. Any investment is really important, right? It's growth. But when we had a $3 million business, $5 million investment, $15 million and $20 million investment, economic developers' ears perk up really quick. Y'all know this. Y'all are all economic developers at heart. Well, look at this. What the Georgia Lottery has done just in Walton County, one of 159 counties, over our 28 years, we have returned over $604 million to this community. And we have done that because of each one of you. And the way that this has happened is more than 8,500 students in this community. And I'm not talking about students who have come in to attend Athens Tech or the University of Georgia or any other institution. These are your family and friends. Over 8,500 students have been awarded more than $53.1 million in Hope Scholarship and grants. More than 16,000 4-year-olds have attended pre-K with more than $60.7 million in funding just here in Walton County. Just in one county, 16,000 4-year-olds. Walton County retailers, our favorite people. We couldn't exist without them. They've earned $47.5 million in commissions that they have worked very hard for. Our residents, what would you guess? Do you think y'all won about $2 or $3 million? Anybody ever hit the real big jackpot out here? I didn't look for that, but I do know the collective number that all of y'all have won, and that is $437 million. So I know there may be somebody next to you and if you think that was years ago, it wasn't 30 years ago. Just this February, we had a Fantasy 5 winner of $201,000 here in Monroe. In November, we had a Powerball winner of $50,000 here in Monroe. In October 7, $1 million fastest road to winner in Loganville. And another $2 million September 11th, 2020 in Loganville. So I have to tell you, as lottery president, I always get two questions, and that is, what are the numbers? You will be glad to hear, I don't know, because that is the draw team that is doing that very effectively under great security and audits every draw. And then the second question is, where do I buy winning tickets? And my answer has always been anywhere. We see winners everywhere. We see winners at any retailer on your corner, online, anytime. But now that I have come to Walton County, and I have seen these numbers over the past month, I may just send some people your way. So Walton County is a great community of winners, a great community of lottery winners, a great community of higher education winners, a great community of pre-K, K through 12. I am so thankful to get to spend today with you, to share a little bit about the Georgia Lottery, but more importantly, really to be energized by this room, the business that you are doing in your community, the students, all of you who raised your hand, the students who are coming that will be business people in your community. I am thrilled that our Georgia Lottery is a little bit a part of that. I'm happy to take questions, or I can stay behind Terry if that's easier on the time.
Anybody have a question you want to ask for the good of the group? If not, we'll have her stay for a minute afterwards. Thank you so much, Rachel.
You know, all of the sponsors for today's lunch, they gave us these things on the table. Where are our scratch-off tickets?
That's a very good question. They are in the retailer as you go out to the but I did notice Carrie and Charlie, thank you, brought a little flashlight, and I asked Charlie, I was like, is this so we can get to our retailer in the dark? She said, no, you're getting old, Gretchen. It's so that you can push the light and you can see your scratcher. So that will help you with the scratcher. Thank you all. Have a great day.
Who's ready to go buy a lottery ticket? Yeah, somebody asked me early on that we put a card in the drawing today for scratch-off. It was like only if one of our sponsors brought scratch-off. So I'm going to present the Member of the Month Award for November. I just want to remind you of the criteria real quick. The member must be a member of the Walton County Chamber, must have been in existence for at least 2 years, must present a positive image, and must have donated resources to the community. This month's Member of the Month is a local business who is based in Loganville but does business in Walton and surrounding counties. This company's involvement with the Walton County Chamber includes a team member serving on the Chamber Board of Directors and as an officer, several leadership Walton graduates and one in the current class, as well as involvement in many committees, including chairing and sponsoring the recent 3rd annual Battle of the Burgers. In addition to the Chamber, this company supports Operation Country Kids Christmas Roundup, Fish Christmas Families, Monroe Junior Women's Club, Monroe Junior Service League, Team Up Mentoring, Youth Athletics, Monroe Movies at the Meal, Walton Bearer Board of Realtors, and its program and events, I'm sure, are many, many more. This company has made land donations for the betterment of our community and has provided quality housing in Walton County for over 20 years. Congratulations to our November Member of the Month, Reliant Homes. I know he's probably like, why are you not getting me Member of the Month? Okay, so some real quick announcements. Next week we have a quick membership blitz event. So if you are a current member of the Chamber and you refer a potential member to Carrie, or you sign them up on your own, and they join next week, you have a $50 credit that will go onto your member account. So you can use that for membership renewal, you can use that to come to these lunches, or whatever you want to use it for. You'll be on your account. So this is the last chance for these members to get into the printed membership directory, so that's why we're kind of doing one last minute push. I'm sure you all have some friend that has a company that's not a member, so you will be entered into a drawing to win a $100 gift card of your choice to shop local somewhere in Walton County for the holidays, and then the new members will all be entered into a drawing for a $150 gift card. So it's a win-win for everybody, and again, it gets them into the printed directory that will come out in December. We have Coffee Connections December 1st, December 4th we have our Harmony Half and 5K races. December 9th we are back at 1025 Church for our membership luncheon. That will be our State of the County meeting. We have a Women in Business Appetizers and Candlelight Shopping event on December 9th at 5:30. I know Liz was giving out some flyers as you came in, and there's some on your table, so be sure to grab those. And then they also were collecting email addresses from you ladies, because you may not be the person that's on the email distribution list, so make sure you sign in at the registration table on the front on your way out if you want to make sure you're getting those Women in Business emails. And we are still in the middle of our capital campaign. We have raised 64% so far. It's not too late to make a donation. We have our tree up in the boardroom, and we're getting ready to order our donor leaves very soon. So we appreciate all of you in the room who have already made donations to our capital campaign.
Hi, I'm Merry Christmas from Monroe Walton Center for the Arts. Obviously, we are set up for Christmas. Our Christmas shop is open, And by the time you see this, we'll be open actually 7 days a week. So we're usually closed on Mondays, but during November and December, we'll be open on Mondays from 11 to 4. Our other hours remain the same. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're open 11 to 5. Fridays and Saturdays, 10 to 5. And also, we're still going to stay open on Sundays from 1 to 5. So there's just no excuse for you to not, thank you for coming. There's just no excuse for you to not come by and browse our fabulous local artists. We've got over 60 artists. We've crammed in more than even usual. I think we have at least 4 or 5 more artists than usual in the shop, and also lots of new to us artists also here. So of course we've got jewelry and pottery and candles, fused glass, knitted items, crocheted items, original art, of course, also some prints. I don't know, just if you can't find a gift here for 5 or 6 people on your list, and you're just not really trying very hard, because we've got so many great gifts here at all kinds of price points. Probably maybe $5, maybe even less than that, is our is where we start at with a lot of these gifts, and up from there. But almost everything in the gift shop area in their Christmas shop is under $40. So there'll be a few items that are more than that, but I'd say the vast majority, 80-90%, is well under $40. So lots of great hostess gifts, decor for your trees, ornaments, teachers' gifts. I mean, it's a happy place, and I think you'll be glad that you came. And you'll be supporting local artists, because again, the vast majority of your purchase goes right back into the artist's pocket, not into ours. We provide the space to them for free. They pay us a small amount, and we take care of everything, the bags and the packaging and everything for them. So our net ends up actually only being like 8 or 9%. So you are directly supporting local artists when you shop here with us. So please do come and give us a look. And like I said, we'll be open 7 days a week by the time you see this. We're launching a thing we're calling Creative Christmas Classes in November and December. Not everything is even up yet. I haven't gotten all the details from all the teachers yet, but a lot of information is up, at least through the middle or the end of November. Almost everything is up. I think I have a couple of more that I'm waiting on, but lots of extra classes on Saturdays especially. I think we'll even have some on 1 or 2 extras on a Friday night. So if you'll come by and pick up our class list, or go online to MonroeWaltonArts.org, or check out our Facebook page, which is also Monroe Walton Arts. If you look for that, you'll find us. All of our events for the Creative Christmas events are being loaded up as I find out about them. One of the things that you might be interested in is we'll have paint and pour classes with Rebecca McCart. We get asked about those a lot. So she's actually got, I think, 4 different class times, 2 in November on a Saturday and a Sunday, and 2 in December on a Saturday or Sunday. You just come to one, of course. Unless you have a great time, you could come to more. But she will have these paint and pour classes. They're really a lot of fun for adults. And then she's also got a separate paint and pour class for kids. So these are just one-time workshops. You come and you walk away with some really great kind of abstract, beautiful paintings. It's amazing. It's a lot of fun to see what comes out. And she's actually doing 3 projects. She's doing 2 canvases, one larger, one smaller that will sit on an easel, and then an ornament. So it's a really fun class, and it's offered, like I said, 4 times in November and December with 2 extra classes for kids. So if you go online, you'll find that. Our Tai Chi classes will continue in November. Probably we'll be able to launch a beginner's class very soon in that, so be looking for that to launch. We're looking for a place to hold that, and we've narrowed it down to a couple of places that hopefully will work with us. So be on the lookout for that. But the Tai Chi in the Garden is being offered 2 more times in November. A Christmas Memories Journal class. These are great. These are with Ann Mann, who's a local pastor actually at Union Chapel Methodist Church, and she's a great artist, and she actually has a booth here in the gift shop with cards and with angel paintings on fittingly on barnwood. And she's a great artist, but she's a really great journaling person and lots of experience. She journals herself, and she's putting together a Christmas memories journal. She'll show you how you'll walk away again with a journal where you can put your photographs and your thoughts and journal about the holiday activities that you have in November and December. That's coming up. That's one of our special classes. Julie is doing her Thursday evening beading classes, so don't miss those. Those are kind of ongoing. And then we'll have more coming up that I just haven't had time or haven't gotten the information yet. And our regular classes are still going on, our weekly classes, and then also our monthly classes like Sip and Paint and Paint and Pizza for kids. And on the 13th, on November 13th, is our Saturday soiree, where we'll have our pottery project will be a nativity scene. It's just gorgeous. And Julie will be here with her beading projects. And then also Paint and Pizza is that day, kind of a different day. And I think another kids project. So come see us. Merry Christmas.
Creative artists can offer you a wide range of video production. Call the experts and discuss your project today, whether it's your special event or your company. Creative Artist, 770-267-6900. 7368. Creative Artists produces this program you're watching. Call Creative Artists today, 770-267-7368. Creative Artists. They'll put you in the spotlight.